Good morning. I'm starting a new challenge. Hang on, I'm going to plug you in, otherwise you're going to run out of battery. Sorry for the shaking. Should have done that before I started filming. I'm joining in with Feather Stitch House, run by, sorry, just finished moving you. Right, stay still. Yeah, Feather Stitch House, Rebecca Tamasari is doing a stitch along. It's called Pick the Pots. And what she does is each week she picks out of 3 pots a shape, a colour and a stitch. So yeah, it's great fun. The hashtag is this one here, and if you tag her here, it all sort of links up on social media and that. Rebecca's doing hers. She does a 9 by 12 centimetre piece, and then she trims it down to 7 by 10, and she's sticking hers in a little book. Yeah, this is week 3. This is what's here ready to go. I've done the first 2. I did video it, but the video was awful, so I just deleted it. It was so long. Week 1 we did sheaf stitch. The colour was rust and the shape was a splash. And then week 2 was the Pekingese stitch. The colour was dawn, which was quite okay. And then the shape was a parallelogram. So this is my week 1, which I did with some of my rust dyed fabrics. I kind of did a puddle, and then it had these marks from washers when I rust dyed, so I just kind of made them into bubbles, and then I did lazy daisies for sort of splashes. And then this here is the sheaf stitch, which was the stitch of the week basically. Yeah, so all has to be in rusty dyed colours and that kind of thing, so that's kind of how you do it basically. And then the dawn one, I did that, which was a piece of very thin, I haven't got a bit here, very thin, sort of like a scarf, I think it was originally anyway. And then I went in with my Inktense pencils and just put some, you know, oranges and that in, did a sun with the sunshine coming up. This was the stitch, the Pekingese stitch, and I forgot the parallelogram. You know, so I did some parallelogram benches at the bottom there. I know. It took ages to stitch this one for some reason. I don't know why. And this is the one where it was all going wrong because I got the stitch wrong. I did get it in the end, which was this one here. This one I was missing too many. Anyway, long story. But, and this is kind of why I'm joining in with this, because these are stitches. I've done this one before, but I've never done sheaf stitch before, so that's great. And this week's I've not done either, which is I lost my paper now. It is twisted chain stitch. So I'm keeping mine in my little rice bag that I made out of, oh, there's some more of that fabric there. Fabrics from Bazaar scrap packs. So I'm just popping them in there. I'm going to pop those in there because I think on the back I will do a little label, and you know, I'll remember what the stitches were. Anyway, so yeah, so this week we've got, the colour is evergreen, which is a very deep green. The stitch is the twisted chain stitch, and then the shape is a heart. So what I've done, I'm going to put those to one side, I shall lose them. So now Rebecca, when she did hers, she did reverse applique, and she did 3 layers. I'm a bit time crunched today, so, and I want to get this done before the next one comes out, so I'm just doing 2 layers. So this is my background layer, but I am going to do reverse applique. So I got one of my Sizzix dies. I was going to cheat and cut it out with that, but I'm going to do it with a scissors. So I just got this heart, drew around it with my friction pen, and yeah, so that's the shape that I will be embroidering around, and then eventually cutting on the inside out, and you'll get that come through basically. So she does recommend, let me just see if I can get that up there, when you do the stitch, is to have another line just on the outside for your stitches to come back to, if you like, so that it looks really neat and even. So I'm just going to finish off drawing that line. It doesn't, I mean, you know, You don't need to get a you don't need to make another template. Just kind of judge roughly where you want your stitch to come back to. And then for the thread, sticking with the evergreen theme, I've got this Wonderful Perlé cotton, which I'm going to do my stitches with. I was going to do it in a lighter green, but I thought, well, no, you know, you've got the forest, you've got the dark green, so I've just pinned the two fabrics together. Now the important thing is to, that's going to make a noise, let me put it on the little cover. So these are my applique scissors. I've had these for ages, so I'll be using those to cut out the shape, and then I've got my sort of really sharp snippy scissors. You need quite a length of thread. I might have to join a bit, but anyway, yeah. So if you go over, I'll put a link to Rebecca's channel, obviously, so pop over there, and she does a really good slow demonstration on the stitch, and you know, gives you the inspiration to what you're going to do basically. So yeah, that's about it really. Nothing else much else to say. So I don't know what you can see. I'm going to start, you start on your inside line if you like. Okay, you come up, and then you go, instead of going, because normally chain stitch, you do that, you go up and through, and you make the chain stitch, but this one you come to like in line with that first stitch down, and then you go sort of diagonally, I'm trying to see my line here, and then you go over, under, over, under, and pull it through, and it ends up twisting. I don't know what you're going to see actually, because this colour is quite close to the so where you came out, you go straight up again, and this is why the second line's really handy, because you'll get your stitches fairly even, trying to make them about the same spacing, and round again, and that's it. And once you've cracked it, it's quite a simple stitch. So again, back where you started basically, and then come out on the baseline, round the back, and pull it through. Right, so I'm going to do that all the way around, and I'll come back when we do the cutting out. All right, I won't be long. Right, okay, so the heart is done. I also went round the edge. I need to get the tension a bit better. I went round the edge in this other one, which I think is anchor, not sure. Anyway, so there we are. So now I need to do the nerve-wracking bit, which is cutting it out. So again, Rebecca did 3 layers on hers, well actually 4, because she did 3 fabrics and the felt. I'm not doing that many. So it's just a case of pulling the back one out of the way, having some nice sharp scissors. I'm going to try and cut it. Sorry, I'm dragging it into me there. I'm going to try and cut it so that I end up with the heart as well. It's such a thin fabric on the back there. Making sure I'm not going through, and then not too close to the stitching. I'm not convinced I'm not catching the back. I don't think I am. As I say, it's really thin Indian cotton, so I'm not going to know. So I'm just going to do a rough cut, kind of resting it on my hand so that it can fall away, hopefully. Just take your time with this bit. I can actually feel underneath the scissors running at the back there, so, and I'm sort of angling up so that I'm not, if I was pushing down I might catch the fabric at the back, so I'm sort of angling up. once you can get your finger in there, you can really push the fabric away. Again, not too close to the stitching. And then you got a piece of fabric for the next one if you want to use that for something else. Just tidy up around here. I'm quite happy with that actually. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly there. I guess what you could do if it's too bad is actually go in with another row, but I'm happy with that. That's fine. So there we are. That's my little, can't actually see what you're seeing. Yeah, so I deliberately, well, I tried to deliberately cut this fabric. The bit I did forget to say was when you are stitching this bit, make sure you are going through all the layers of fabric, all right? So if you do 2 or 3, it's a little bit stiffer, so you just have to sort of dig down harder. But yeah, there we are. I'm going to get rid of that because that's annoying. So there we are. That's week 3 done, and it was evergreen twisted chain, shape of a heart. Going to do all my photos, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.